All right, welcome everybody here to Maximum Speed Racing tonight. They have been practicing out here for over an hour, and I'm here to tell you with this new build that iRacing put out today, it's just atrocious. Uh, Hopefully, we don't see a lot of cautions here tonight, but I can't guarantee that. It's going to be pretty tough, I think. Uh, just hope everybody's everybody here to Maximum Speed Racing tonight. They have been practicing out here for over an hour, and I'm here to tell you. Muted that once already. Wow. Anyhow, just hope everybody is patient out here tonight is going to be the main thing to try to make sure that this thing does go as well as we was kind of hoping it would. But a lot of trucks really loose out here, and I don't know, man. It's going to be a handful no matter what for these guys, and we're just going to have to try to see how they do get around this joint. Hopefully, we're not going to have too many cautions, but if we do wind up getting a whole bunch of cautions, I don't know if I'm going to keep the broadcast going or not. Not sure. This is a points race, and they don't have any resets, so this is something that they're going to have to take into consideration. Richmond's a tough enough track without having to worry about resets and things like that, so we may not see that many trucks finish the race tonight. Who knows? Maybe they'll get a grip on it, maybe they won't. I don't know. We'll have to kind of follow along here and see how they do. Drivers are in a meeting right now with the admins, making sure that they are made aware of all of the things that these guys are going to have to deal with out here tonight. So, but anyhow, thanks a lot for following us along here on YouTube. You're watching MaxSpeedTV, watching a Maximum Speed Racing group here going at it here tonight for their second race of the season here at Richmond. They ran Texas last night. Wound up to be a very, very great finish. A lot of cautions, not a lot, but a couple extra cautions. That track was a little bit slick to start out with anyhow, but this one here is really a whole lot of slick. It's really slick going into the turns, and if you don't feather that gas just right coming out of the turns, it's a handful too. So hopefully we don't see a lot of cautions here tonight. So stay with us here, folks. These guys will be getting back out on the track here in a minute or two. They're having a meeting, so we'll stay right with them. All right, a little under 2 minutes here till they start qualifying, so stick around here and watch us. Hopefully this isn't going to be a wreck fest. God, I hope not. Hope not for them guys' sake, because that could make a heck of a long night for these guys. They are going to be running 150 laps here tonight, so long race for these guys. And man, I just hope they got their game face on and ready to rock and roll here tonight, because it's going to be a long one. Alright, we will be right there as these guys now going to start their qualifying. And we'll play our national anthem here to kick things off. All right, the guys out here qualifying now, and believe they're starting to get this thing wound down to the end here, not too far off of it. And we're already starting to see some pretty fast times coming in by some of these guys here. Michael Cozy on the top there with a 21.641, and Galen Gidman with a 21.659. So those two laying down a very fast lap there for the front row. And we'll have to see if the rest of these guys can get around here and put down as good a lap. Going to be a feast or famine here tonight. Either you're going to run well and stay out ahead of the wrecks, or you're going to be in the back and get caught up in the wrecks. So not sure where the best place to be on this track's going to be tonight. Like I said, this being the new build put out by iRacing just today, and I'm telling you what, it is a literal handful out on this track. I don't know if the guys are going to be able to handle it or not, but we'll see here in just a few minutes. But again, thanks for tuning in here at MaxSpeedTV. You're watching the Maximum Speed Racing League here running at Richmond tonight in the trucks and running 150 laps. So going to be a long race here, and hopefully you got your drinks in hand and your popcorn or whatever it is you're going to be snacking on and ready to sit down and watch us thing go the distance. And hopefully we don't have a bunch of cautions. Let's hope, huh? They do have admins on the track, several of them as a matter of fact, so they will be watching for this. So Michael Cozy going to be our pole sitter there, and we will get around here to watch this here, get ready to line up for the grid, and we will go right down trackside and tune right in here and watch, check out everybody as they get gridded. Michael Cozy going to take the pole with a 21.640 in the number 376. Great run right there. Great lap. All right, starting in second, the number 87 has not gridded yet. We'll give him another second or two here. But Christopher Hurlow with a 21.654. Great lap in the number 87. Galen Gidman starting third in the number 44. Mike Bass in the 111 starting fourth. In fifth, the 378 of Vernon Margam. In sixth, the 218 of Daniel Smallwood. Chris Pence, don't see him on the track just yet, but he will be starting in the seventh place in the number 6. James Tabler in the 8th place in the 501. William Kirk in 9th in the number 9. In 10th, the number 70 of Austin Craig. In 11th, the 23 of Stephen Wetton. In 12th, the number 4 of Timothy Lewis. In 13th, the number 17 of Matthew Breckel. In 14th, the 124 of Kevin Austin. In 15th, the 72 of Tony Pandon. In 16th, the number 78 of Dan Ward. In 17th, the 06. Man, that's an awesome looking truck there, Dan. In the 06, there's Daniel Miller. In 18th, the number 69 of Jared Akey. In 19th, the 299 of Paul Coleman Jr. In 20th, the number 19 of Mike Vining. In 21st, the 54 of Eddie Muha. In 22nd, the 22 of Ryan Eckstein. Good to see Ryan out there racing with these boys tonight. In 23rd, first one that did not qualify, Travis Townsend in the number 83. In 24th, the 51 of Dustin Lee. In 26th, the 33 of Tommy Lee. I don't believe those two are related. In 28th, Kerry Morgan in the number 34. Donald Stewart in the number 1, starting 30th. All right, in 32nd, the 85 of Stephen Pearson. Don't look like Steve Hurst is on the track. In 34th, the number 28 of Ryan Nuss. In 35th, the number 16 of Lee Ridge. In 36th, Ryan Borges not in the race, and Johnny Reed Foley not on the grid. Doug Lemons, William Toney, Mackenzie Brewer, Brian Ray, none of these guys on the track. So it looks like a lot of guys practiced, a lot of guys didn't like the setup, and that's the way it is. So, all right, as they're getting ready to come around here and take the green flag, we're going to check in with them here, and let's see, Michael Cozy going to be starting right here on the front. The lights are off on the pace car, and it's getting ready to duck on the pit road here in just a minute. And we're going to get this thing underway. Congratulations to Michael Cozy for taking the pole there tonight. Great lap by him. Pace car is off. Michael Cozy brings them to the line, and we're off and rolling here at Richmond. Cozy gets right out to a pretty good lead. Long ways to go, though. 150 laps. It's going to be a long night, folks, here. Hope you're ready for this. Looks like 30 trucks take to the grid here, what I'm seeing. Cozy already starting to put a little distance on second place. Oh, Christopher Hurla goes back to third as Galen Gidman now rolls into second. Oh, Daniel Smallwood off the pace, hits the inside wall. No caution yet. Now the caution comes out, so let's go back and take a look at Daniel Smallwood. I'm sure he's the one that brought the caution out. He gets it back rolling again, but let's go back here and take a look. This is not a good sign here. These guys are going to have to be awful gentle on the gas here tonight because, oh, I'll tell you what, and he just gets loose on his own. Nobody around him. Just breaks it loose and comes down and hits the inside wall coming off of turn 2. All right, so everybody's still out there. Daniel bringing it down on pit road, probably trying to get a little of that damage fixed up. And I'm not really too sure if he was the one that brought the damage out, or brought the caution out or not, but does go way back in the field. All right, so let's get back up here to our leader, Michael Cozy, as he is still out there on the track, not wanting to pit just yet. Pretty early in the race right now to pit. Galen Gidman going to be restarting second, Christopher Hurlo third, Vernon Margam fourth, Mike Bass in fifth, Chris Pence in sixth, William Kirk seventh, Austin Craig in eighth, and James Tabler ninth, and Timothy Lewis in the top 10. First caution of the night, brought out pretty early, so hopefully these guys do get settled into a little bit of a green flag run here and get some of these laps chewed down. All right, lights off on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back to green flag. Galen Gidman going to be restarting on the outside of Michael Cozy. Let's see how this goes. Both good racers. Not to take anything away from Christopher Hurlo or Vernon Margam or Mike Bass, Chris Pence. Them guys are pretty good too. So let's see how this goes for these guys here. Car ducks off. green flag is in the air. We're back underway here at Richmond. Michael Cozy gets a great restart. So does Christopher Herlow. Man, we've got a couple of guys right up into the mix of things. Galen Gidman going back. Vernon Markham got a great restart as well. But he is off the pace and comes back up on the track. No caution. But Vernon Markham going to go way back in the field, trying to bring that thing back up onto the track safely. And he does. Don't look like he hit anything, so good deal. Michael Cozy up in front, second place. Christopher Herlow already almost a second behind our leader. Mike Bass in third, and Austin Craig in fourth. These guys finally starting getting settled in here, but now we got to bring out another caution. Daniel Smallwood into it again. Not sure. Daniel having a little bit of a tough time here negotiating this track tonight, and that's going to take him back in the field quite a ways. Well, let's go back here and take a look at what happened to Daniel Smallwood. He just gets loose on his own again here and just spins it around. And this is a part about this track tonight here with this new build has just been, man, it's been nuts. The setup just not being, man, it's just not friendly tonight. So Daniel Smallwood having damage, gonna head for pit road to get some of that damage fixed up. And I don't know if we're seeing any of our leaders come down pit road just yet, but let's get up here to our leader as he stays out. Might not be a bad thing. The guys do say that sometimes you just need a little heat in these tires to get them warmed up, and they start, they start getting a little more grip about them. And from what I'm understanding, this build here, it's got a lot more softer sidewall on them, and so it may take quite a few laps to get some heat built up in these things, maybe 5-10 laps, but we really haven't seen anything over about maybe 4 laps green flag so far, so they probably really haven't got a lot of heat built up in them yet. All right, caution number 2. Out on, I think it was lap 11 when caution number 2 come out. Back here and check on William Kirk running back here in the 24th place. William looks like he may have a little damage on the driver's side front corner on that truck, so maybe coming down pit road now to try to get a little of that damage fixed up. Tommy Lee following him down pit road as well. Well, we still got 30 trucks out on the track, but we've already got 3 trucks a couple laps down. Ryan Eckstein, Lee Ridge, and Kerry Morgan already a couple laps down. Lights off on the pace car. They should start doubling up here. Oh, no, they're not going to go single file. Or not. No. Not a good idea. Pace car ducks onto pit road. The green flag is out. Cozy takes off. Christopher Hurlow in second. These guys getting a pretty good run here. Mike Bass in third. Austin Craig in fourth. Alright, these guys kind of babying it around here a little bit. Maybe try to get a little heat worked up into these tires. Austin Craig looking on the inside of Mike Bass, but can't make it stick, and caution does come out once again. Ryan Nuss. Well, let's go back and take a look at Ryan and see what happened to Ryan. Don't look like anybody's immediately around him, so it could have been just a self-spin again here. And yeah, he just loses it going into turn one here and spins it around. So looks like he did a good job of keeping it off the wall, and it don't look like anybody may have touched him. Ooh, not sure here. So Ryan Nuss bringing out the caution. We'll get back up to our leader because we may start seeing the leaders come down pit road here before too much longer. I don't know. Nope, not yet. Already caution number 3, I believe this is. This is pretty crazy. Alright, Ryan Eckstein getting the way by. We'll go back around. That'll still leave him one lap down to the field, but he gets the way by, and that'll put him back at the tail end. Looks like Chris Pence has decided to take his truck behind pit road. Could be just not that good of a setup out here for these guys. I feel bad for them. And it's just the kind of stuff iRacing deals us with, and we just got to either drive it and be careful, deal with it, or don't drive, don't race. In this new build here, we're looking at some of the guys that have decided to paint their wheels on their truck. So a lot of guys with a lot of different colors on their wheels, which is kind of a cool feature. I think there's some other things they could have probably did, but kind of a cool feature. Tommy Lee out there with those turquoise wheels matching the turquoise color on some of the paint on his truck. Looking pretty good. I like it. Not a whole lot of the guys have taken advantage of that. Just came out today, so I would imagine in the next week to come here, or weeks to come, these guys will probably get after it and start doing some painting on their wheels. You see Michael Cozy running the yellow on his truck to match the yellow of his truck. All right, a lot of laps to go here, folks. Only 21 in the books. Taking lap 22, lights off on the pace car, starting single file again. Christopher Hurlow starting second, Mike Bass third, Austin Craig fourth, and Daniel Miller now in the fifth spot. Pace car ducks off. Cozy brings him to the line again. Green flag is out. Christopher Hurlow getting a great start there in second. Now Mike Bass being challenged on the inside by Austin Craig. Austin going to try to take that third spot away from him. Still hasn't got it from him. They're still door to door coming here into the turn. Caution is out one more time. Don't know who it was that brought it out, but hopefully we'll get up here. It looks like maybe... Looks like the 06 right there of Daniel Miller might have been the cause of it, but we're not really too awful sure yet. There, let me get up there, and we will see if we can find out what happened to Daniel Miller. No, that was behind Daniel that happened. It looked like Travis Brown. Travis Brown may have been the one that brought that caution out. Well, let's go back and take a look at it again here, because Travis started spinning long before Daniel did, so... Those two almost got together right there. It looks like Travis just got loose on his own, bringing the caution out. So spinning out across the grass and back up onto the track, probably... I believe that's where the caution was. I may be wrong on that. I don't know, folks. But about that time is when, you know what? I don't believe that is where the caution come out. I think this is where the caution come out here on Daniel Miller. Alright, well, they're back up here running again, so let's get back up to our leader, Michael Cozy. These guys are still plugging away out here. And this is already caution number 4. We've already had several guys on pit road several times. Tommy Lee been on pit road 4 times. Daniel Smallwood 3. Dustin Lee 2 times. Mike Vining 4 times. William Kirk been on pit road 5 times. Timothy Lewis has been on pit road 5 times. So guys trying to figure out what they got to do to get around this facility and not bring out a caution. Alright, so Michael Cozy going to be restarting first, Christopher Hurlow second, Mike Bass third, Travis Townsend up to 4th, Stephen Wetton in 5th. Austin Craig back to 6th. James Tabler 7th. Matthew Breckel 8th. Jared Akey 9th. And Galen Gidman back up into the 10th spot. All right, lights off on the pace car. Single file restart here again. And looks like the pace car is going to be diving onto pit road here. It does. Cozy brings him down to the line. Green flag is out. We're back underway. I would like to say that was the last caution we'll see, but I highly doubt that. All right, Christopher Hurlow still in 2nd. In 3rd, Mike Bass. Travis Townsend in 4th. Travis coming all the way up through the field. Let's take a look here. He came from 23rd position and is now running in 4th, and caution is out again. Ryan Nuss into it again. Well, let's take a look here at Ryan Nuss, see what happened to him. This was right after the restart, so now it looks like he just gets loose on his own right there. I kind of wanted to take a I'm going to see something here real quick. On that restart, Kevin Austin kind of seemed like he laid back a little bit. I guess not. Nope. He didn't. He couldn't go. So good job by him getting back up there, man. That's great. Great racing right there. All right, everybody here now caught back up to the field. Cozy's still going to be up in the lead. Haven't seen him on pit road yet today. And I believe this is caution number 5, I think. Yes, it is. Caution number 5, and we have not had any lead changes yet. I know they're going to have to get something settled in here pretty quick. I mean, their laps are clicking down, but man, we've spent over half of the laps turned here under caution, so hopefully they do get this thing figured out, get settled in here, because this race is just going to be atrocious. I kind of called it beforehand. I said there would probably be 10 to 15 cautions, and I probably ain't going to be off. We're on caution caution 5, and only 36 laps, so that's more than one caution per 10 laps. All right, again, Michael Cozy starting on the pole, or on the top spot here. Christopher Hurlow in 2nd, Mike Bass 3rd, Travis Townsend 4th, Steve Wetton 5th, Austin Craig 6th, James Tabler 7th, Galen Gidman in the 8th position, Matthew Breckel 9th, and Tommy Lee cracking into the top 10 today. Looks like Stephen Pearson has taken his truck behind pit road, so looks like we're down to about 28 drivers left in the race. But the lights are off, and the pace car is going to be taking that hard left turn down pit road. and we'll be back under green flag conditions here again. Been kind of wild racing here. What I've been seeing is just self-spins. I mean, gosh, you know, there ain't much you can say about their self-spins. I haven't seen anybody hit anybody yet. Pace car ducks on the pit road. Green, green, green. Christopher Hurlow gets a great restart. Tries to take it on the outside of Michael Cozy. Cozy taps the wall coming out of turn 2 right there. And caution is out again. I don't think we're going to see any more than maybe a lap or 2 here without having a caution. Oh, and Lee Ridge getting flipped up on his side. Looks like him and we'll go back here and take a look at it. This being right on the restart here. Oh, he almost gets into the back of somebody there, but takes it clear up the wall. Comes back down across the track into the 34, so, and that bringing the caution out. Man, too bad, Lee. Doggone it. Lee, one of my good buddies, and I hate to see him get tore up like that. Lee Ridge, folks, man, he's a good racer. A lot of fun, good friend to have. Let's get back up to our leader and see if they do decide, if he does decide to come down pit road. But no, not again. He's staying out. The top 3 have not been down on pit road yet. It looks like Travis Townsend relinquishing that 4th place, and it looks like he may be out of the race. I think a lot of these guys are getting kind of tired of the cautions. All right, Cozy going to be starting first. Christopher Hurlow second, Mike Bass third, Steve Wetton up to 4th. Now James Tabler 5th, Galen Gidman 6th, Tommy Lee 7th, Daniel Miller 8th, Matthew Breckel. No, well, I don't know. These guys are still switching places here. Tommy Lee 8th, excuse me. Daniel Miller 9th, Matthew Breckel 10th, Daniel Smallwood 11th. Vernon Markham 12th, William Kirk 13th, Kevin Austin in 14th, Donald Stewart in 15th. All right, this being caution number 6 tonight. Lights off on the pace car. Getting ready to go back to green. Pace car is off. Green flag is out. All right, Mike Bassett in third, Steve Wett in fourth, Austin Craig, and caution is out again. Looks like Dan Ward getting into the 299. Let's go back and see Paul Coleman Jr. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Paul there. It looked like he may have just gotten loose coming into the turn. Now he's on pit road. We will watch this. This right on the restart as well. All right, so Coleman sitting on pit road. And I would say he jumped the start pretty heavy duty on that one, but I'm not an admin. I don't make that call. So it looks like Lee Ridge, Travis Townsend out of the race now. Caution number 7. So far, Michael Cozy's led all 46 laps. Six drivers still on the track. Paul Coleman's still on pit road, though, trying to get some of that damage fixed up. Well, like I said, folks, since iRacing changed the build today, man, I'm telling you what, it just made this truck undrivable. This setup here just, man, it's just terrible. I didn't hear one person saying anything good about that setup out there tonight. One guy, I take that back, Ryan Borges mentioned it there. He is off tonight, and he should be back next week, though. But thank you for that input, Ryan. If you're watching, appreciate that, buddy. And it won't go unnoticed. I made sure I did mention that you had told me that the setup really wasn't too bad. You just got to play with that gas. You know, you got to be gentle on it. All right, lights off on the pace car, and we're going back to green this time by, folks. We're almost a third of the way through this, so if that's any notion, 7 caution, caution's already a third of the way into the race. We're looking at maybe 20 to over 20 cautions in this race, and that ain't gonna cut it. And it's not the guy's fault; it's the setup. So, all right, pace car is off. Green flag. Christopher Hurlow gets a pretty good start. So does Mike Bass. I'd like to go back through the field one time if these guys can manage to make it around here a lap or two. James Tabler in 6th. Galen Gidman in 7th. Tommy Lee 8th. Daniel Miller, 9th. And that pretty truck, man. I love that truck, Daniel. Matthew Breckel in 10th, and that looks like he may be challenged by Daniel Smallwood. Daniel diving it down into the turn here. Matthew going way up the hill and is going to give up that spot. So Matthew going back to 11th. I don't want to say this too loud, but nope, I didn't even get it out of my mouth. All right, let's take a look here. The 34 of Kerry Morgan bringing out the caution. Just getting loose on his own. Him or her, not sure if it's a him or her. I believe it's a young fellow, might be driving on his mother's account or something, not sure, but we will go back here and take a look and see if we can figure out what happened to Kerry. I believe it looks like he might have just got loose on his own. Looks like he did catch the apron right there, and he never really recovered from it. And that's taking him right to the inside wall. So very unfortunate for Kerry. I hope it didn't end his night. Man, I hope not. No, it looks like he is still out there running. A lot of damage on that truck, though. Man, that thing is beat up bad. Tore up from the floor up. All right, let's get up here to our leader, because I've been trying to see if and when these guys do come down pit road, but he has not made an inkling to come down pit road yet. It don't look like much has changed up front here for these guys, so as far as positions, I mean. Michael Cozy clutching it in the turns here. Any way he can save fuel, you know. I mean, I don't believe you can make it here the whole 150 laps, but as many caution laps as we've ran, anything's possible. So they're still under caution here. Let's go back here. We'll ride along with Austin Craig. So these guys get ready here to take the green flag once again. Whoops. Doggone it. I always do that. All right, riding along with Austin Craig on the roof cam. And the light should be going off on the pace car here any time now. Looks like Paul Coleman has taken his truck behind pit road, calling it a night. We're left with 25 racers out on the track. Kerry Morgan being the last one, still on pit road trying to get some of that damage fixed up. I don't know if we'll see him back out there tonight or not, but may come out and try to turn some laps. Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go back and ride along with Galen Gidman. He's a little further back in the field, and we'll see what he sees here. And it looks like the lights are off on the pace car, so we're going back to green next time. All right, pace car is off. green flag is out and we're off and running here again. Richmond Motor Speedway. I'm telling you what, man, this has been an atrocious track here tonight, and it's just because of the build. This build here that iRacing's gave us tonight for the trucks has just been almost undrivable. Galen looking on the inside of the 23 of Stephen Wetton. Might be taking that position away from him coming to the line, and he does, but he still has not cleared him. Them two still side by side. We're looking on here from James Tabler. And it looks like Stephen Wetton does salvage that, and caution is out again. Ooh, Kevin Austin into the wall, and upside down on his side. Holy moly, going for a heck of a ride. So let's go back and take a look at Kevin Austin. It looks like he gets pretty loose on his own right there. Didn't need any help. But brings it back up onto the track, and I think this is when the mayhem started. Looks like the 19 of Mike Vining coming up here. Not sure if that was him that did it. Kevin trying to hold on to it, but oh, Mike Vining getting loose and coming down and taking Kevin out. All right, so that bringing the caution out here on lap 60. So, all right, well, these guys all on pit road. And let's get back up here to our leader and see if he is making any notion to come on pit road yet. No, he is not. All right, so this being caution number 9. A lot of cautions out here tonight, guys. A lot of them. And I know the guys aren't racing their hearts out right now. They're just trying to survive. So, I mean, it's really kind of like not anything against the guys out here racing. It's just the setup is so bad that it's almost, like I said, it's almost undrivable. Really, really bad. It's like it's worse than driving on grease. Worse than that. Worse than driving on marbles. Worse than driving on black ice. I don't know what could be worse than that, but it's worse. Well, I know we haven't had much of a chance to get down there and talk to somebody, but I'll tell you what, next caution, we will get down there and try to see if we can't get a word in with somebody. Let's go back. I wanted to go back and check on William Kirk, make sure he is running okay, and see how much damage he's got. He's got a little bit of damage on the back of that truck. And let's get down here to the front and see how much of the front. Looks like the front's in pretty good shape, so if he did have any damage on that, looks like he may have got it fixed up, and he could be getting fast again. Going to be restarting in the 10th spot. So hopefully we can see him back up toward the front. Galen Gidman in 6th, Stephen Wetton 5th, Austin Craig 4th, Mike Bass 3rd, Christopher Herlow, and our leader, Michael Cozy, has led all 63 laps so far. Lights are off on the pace car, and we're going back to green here in just a moment, folks, so hang loose. This thing's far from over. Who knows, we might be down to about a 5-truck battle here come by the end of the race. Might be the only 5 left in it. Pace car is off. Green, green, green. Christopher Hurlow gets a great restart that time. Hangs right with Cozy going into turn one. Mike Bass, not too bad of a restart himself. Kind of takes a little bit of a different approach into turn one. But he's got some company right there with Austin Craig trying to get a run on him. Austin now going to settle back in behind Mike Bass. Stephen Wetton in fifth. Galen Gidman now in sixth. And caution is out again, folks. I'm telling you, we can't get very many laps in without a caution coming out. But James Tabler into it. Well, let's go back and take a look and see what happened to James. Looks like James getting really loose and Daniel Smallwood coming up into him. But James was loose before that, so I think he might have spun on his own, but not too sure. But it looks like the 54 of Brian Ray getting into him as well. Or, I'm sorry, Eddie Muha. I'm sorry, my bad. So, all right, James Tabler getting took out right there. He is on pit road. A lot of these guys have not been down pit road yet. The top four have not been on pit road. And if they keep going the way they're going, they may not have to come down pit road the whole race. You never know. Looks like Timothy Lewis may have taken his truck behind pit road. Daniel Smallwood as well. I believe Daniel probably just had a little bit too much damage on that truck to get fixed up. He did take a heck of a lick there. Well, tune in tomorrow night here, folks, because they're going to be running the super late models at Bristol, and that's going to be quite a long race too. I can check here just a minute if you give me a minute. See how many laps that is. That's 150 laps as well. So with a super late model, different mod on a pretty small track. Alright, this being caution number 10. And this is pretty bad. Pretty bad, folks. Alright, pace car is ready to duck on the pit road here, and we're getting ready to go back green flag racing here. Taking the green flag on lap 72. Pace car's in. Green flag. Christopher Hurlow getting a pretty good start. So did Mike Bass. These guys being pretty patient up here in the front. Austin Craig in 4th. Stephen Wetton in 5th. Galen Gidman in 6th. Daniel Miller in 7th. William Kirk now up to the 8th position. So great run for William getting back up here after having a lot of damage on that truck. He's still got an awful lot of nose damage. But I'm not sure. I think he may have gotten that just in that last caution or something there, because it looked like, to me, it looked like it was all fixed up. iRacing does some weird things from time to time, and it looks like it's fixed up one time and not the next. But caution is out again. Rush off at the pace here, spinning around and backing into the wall. Whoa. So let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Rush here tonight. It looked like he may have just gotten loose on his own, but we'll see here in just a minute. I don't think the guys are having a good time out there tonight, and I feel bad for them. I really, really do. This thing is just a bear to drive. Yeah, he just gets way out of shape all by himself. Nobody touches him, and he almost had it saved right there. I'm not sure if he had the wheels locked up, and then it backed back into the wall, but that's going to affect a little bit of his downforce in the back, but he should be okay. Front of his truck's okay. Might see him come down pit road to get a little bit of that fixed up. And our leader's still not coming down pit road. See if we can get somebody here that we can talk to. Timothy Lewis, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Timothy, a lot of cautions out there tonight, brother. What's going on?
No, I don't know. Just no one's used to this track or the new setup. It is hard to drive, and they're just racing one another, and no patience. I don't really know how to explain it, Rudy. What the deal is? Well, not even halfway yet. And everybody's trying to win on the first lap.
Well, all I have seen so far, I haven't really, unless I've missed something, but I haven't seen anybody get into the back or the side or anything of anybody else. All I've seen is self-spins.
Yeah, that's most of it.
Yeah, I mean, unless I'm missing something, Timothy, that's all I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, everybody keeps preaching race the track, and that's what you got to do. Just keep probably everybody spinning coming off the corner. You got to wait till you're straight before you can put it all the way down. Yeah, I'm out of the race right now. I missed a shift, and on that lap, couple restarts ago, I hit first gear instead of third, and it exploded on me.
Oh man, well, sorry to hear that, Timothy. I mean, I always look for you to be out there racing with these guys and try to keep them all straight. But
yeah, I was just kind of, that's all my fault. I just made a mistake there. I don't miss too many shifts, but I messed that up, so I ain't got nobody to blame but myself. But I was just trying to stay out of trouble and knock some of these laps down. But
yeah. All right, well, next week we go to Talladega, Timothy, and maybe we'll have a better race by far, maybe. From what I understand, the setup there is not that great either, so.
Oh, well, we'll get out there and give it a try.
Yep.
Thank you guys for putting on these races.
All right, thank you for talking with us, Timothy. All right, we're getting ready to go back to green this time. Cozy bringing them down to the line. Pace car is on the pit road. Green flag is out. Christopher Hurlow gets another great restart, stays right with Cozy. Mike Bass staying up on the high side, and looks like the number 70 of Austin Craig got a great start that time, and it looks like he may have something for Mike Bass, and it looks like he's going to take over that third spot from Mike Bass. So good pass, good clean racing right there. That's what we like to see. So Mike Bass going back to fourth, Stephen Wetton in fifth, and now he's being challenged on the inside there by the number 44 of Galen Gidman. Galen just trying to get a good run coming off the turn. Boy, I'm going to tell you, these things are a handful. You see Galen slip a little bit there coming off the turn. Oh, we got one into the wall. Don't know who that was, but let's go back and take a look. Austin Craig hard into the wall. Did something break on his truck or what happened? Holy smokes, did he hit hard into that wall. We got to go back and watch that. Almost like something broke on his truck or something, because he just went turned right into the wall. Ah, okay. It looks like he may have tried to overcorrect it. Okay, I see. These things they've been driving in slippery and driving out slippery. So poor Austin, man, taking a heck of a hit right there. That hurt. Hopefully he can get that thing. I don't know. Hopefully he's okay. Let's get back up to our leader again, because I'm still watching to see if these guys do decide to come down pit road or not. Don't look like he's made any move to so far. So just bad track, just everything being bad tonight. Just very, man. I wonder if we can get a word in with Christopher Hurlow here. Well, we're not gonna get a word in with them on the track, because they're all still talking. I'm sure nobody's really too awful happy right now with. There's going to be a lot of incidents occurred tonight, so. A lot. All right, so Christopher Hurlow going to be restarting second behind Cozy. Mike Bass in third. Stephen Wetton in fourth. Galen Gidman fifth. Daniel Miller sixth. Travis Brown up to seventh. Good run for Travis. Brian Eckstein up into eighth. Tony Pandan up in ninth. And Tommy Lee rounding out your top 10. Single file restarts that don't seem to be helping any here. The guys... everybody just getting loose. I have not seen two trucks come together yet. I mean, to cause an accident. It's just everybody is just struggling with a loose truck. You can't even say they're tight in the corners, because they don't even plow into the corners. They just go around. And when you try to save them, you see what happened to Austin Craig there. He just went right around. All right, Michael Cozy's led all the laps here so far. I can't believe that these guys have been this patient to stay out here as long as they have. There's been a handful of guys that have left just, because of all the cautions. We started out with 30 guys and we're down to 22 now. So we've lost about 8 guys, a couple of them to accidents. You heard Timothy say his engine blew on him. So, but There was probably about 3 or 4 guys that just left. They got tired of all the cautions, so and I don't blame them. It's, you know, come out next week. Gonna be running Talladega next week here in the trucks, and watch them run then. Green, green, green. How long are we going to go this time? I'm going to go back here, take a chance, go back in the field a little ways here, back to Mike Vining, and watch and see how the back part of the field here does run tonight. This seems to be where a lot of the accidents have been, so maybe these guys might be able to get hooked up here. And Mike Vining going to lose a couple of spots. A 501 there of James Tabler getting by him, and also the 51 of Dustin Lee. Dustin Lee, I don't know what happened to Dustin, but looks like he may have taken his car behind Pay Road. All right, so Donald Stewart up here in 16th, Eddie Muha 15th, Matthew Breckel 14th, Kevin Austin in 13th, and we've got quite the gaggle of trucks up here in front of them guys. William Kirk in 12th, and caution is out again here, folks. Oh, looks like Mike Bass going around, hitting the inside wall, and that's going to bring out the caution. And it looks like he just got loose on his own. So that's all we've been seeing here tonight is these guys just getting loose on their own and really battling with it, man. It's just been terrible. I still want to get a word in with Christopher Hurlow, if at all possible. Christopher Hurlow, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Christopher, what's the truck driving like out there tonight? Because, boy, I think the guys are really getting impatient with all these cautions. It looks like it's just so greasy and slippery out there tonight.
Yeah, it's a handful. You just try to get the power down, and she just wants to spin sideways on you. You know, it's just really loose off the corner. We're trying to do the best we can with it.
Well, you've been doing a pretty good job maintaining second spot. You got any words of advice for these guys to help them maybe to keep their trucks from stepping out on them like that? Because that's all we've been seeing is everybody just self-spinning.
Well, what I try to do is I just try to drive like I'm on an eggshell and, you know, just not beat up the tires so much with the rear tires, because once you do that, you're just going to make your truck mad, and it's going to come around on you.
All right, Christopher. Well, thanks for talking with us, buddy. Go get them, and good luck out there for the rest of the night.
10-4. Thanks, bud.
All right, we usually don't interview on the track, but I did kind of want to get a word in with Christopher and see what how his truck is running, and like I said, words of advice that he can give to any of these guys just to kind of take it easy and see how maybe them words of advice might sink into one or two of the guys out there. Now we're down to 21 trucks left on the track as Dustin Lee has taken his car behind pit road. Guys still under caution here. All right, lights off on the pace car here, folks, and we're going back to green on lap 95. And that was caution number 13. I wasn't up on green. What the heck happened there? Sorry about that, folks. Wow, how that could happen, but all right. We're back underway here. Christopher Hurlow still trying to chase down Michael Cozy. Stephen Whitten in third, Daniel Miller fourth, Galen Gidman up to fifth, Ryan Eckstein in sixth. Tommy Lee getting by Ryan Eckstein, so Tommy Lee moving into the sixth spot now. Ryan going back to seventh. Tommy Lee turning up a little bit of heat here in the late running. The laps are starting to close down, and he wants to, I think he probably wants to try to get up there and lead a lap, but well, I don't know, the way these trucks have been reacting out here tonight. Of course, he really hasn't had much of a green flag run to try to get up here, but and now he looks like he's taking a peek on the inside of Galen Gidman. Those two bumping and banging side by side. Tommy Lee going to take that spot away from him and sets his sights on the inside of Daniel Miller. May have found a little something in that truck, I'm not sure, to get it up here. Oh, side by side with Daniel Miller there, and Daniel gets really loose. Ryan Eckstein gets by Galen Gidman as well, so Galen going back a couple of spots now, back to the sixth place. And caution is out again. Kerry Morgan. We'll go back and take a look at this and see what happened to Kerry. Probably just a self-spin again. I mean, that's all we've been seeing all night long is self-spins. Right there, self-spin. So, all right. And we are live. All right, and we're going to take just a quick short break here, so just hang loose for a minute, folks, and we will be right back. All right, we're back here. Thanks for being patient there. Had to take a little break, and we're going to get this thing back underway here. They're still under caution, that this being quite a few cautions here tonight, and it's not the guy's fault. It's what we've been seeing here is just a product of this crazy setup that iRacing has gave us today, and it's just almost undrivable. Here we are on caution number 14 tonight. Michael Cozy has led 103 laps tonight. All the laps that's been run here tonight. All right, we're now 2/3 of the way through the race. Lights are off on the pace car. Pace car's off. Green flag is out and we're back running. All right, let's go back here. Christopher Hurlow still hanging on in second. Stephen Wetton in third. Tommy Lee taking a peek on the inside of Stephen Wetton for the third spot. Gets a pretty good run coming out of the turn. Wetton a little bit loose off of turn 4. Going to let Tommy Lee get right in there. Looks like Tommy is going to slide it up the hill in front of Stephen. Takes over the third spot. What a tight fit. Ryan Eckstein now looking to capitalize on that as well. And it looks like he has got a pretty good clean pass on Stephen Wetton right there. So Stephen's going to go back to the 5th place. Oh, and Ryan Eckstein really loose on the turn. Caution is out on the track here once again. Oh, we got Tony Pandon into it. First time I've seen him in a wreck tonight. Let's go back here and take a look and see what happened to poor Tony. I'm telling you, these poor guys are just, man, they're just beating themselves up out here. And, you know, there's really nothing they can do about it. Really nothing. I really feel bad for them. He drives it into the turn here a little bit too hard and gets loose. Goes up the hill. Looks like he got a little help there from Travis Brown in the 922. Travis tagging him and taking a lot of nose damage on that truck. We'll take a look at Travis's front end here. He's got to have, oh boy, he is really messed up. Wow. He has got a lot of damage on that. Looks like he is going to have to come down pit road, try to get some of that fixed up. Man, oh man, Travis. All right, he is on pit road. Dan Ward right there running in the 19th spot. And, you know, I want to get up here to our leader because still have not seen these guys on pit road here tonight. And it looks like Travis Brown is taking his truck behind pit road. Just too much damage to get fixed up. Kerry Morgan also off the track. So 19 trucks left out in the race tonight here. 110 laps into this thing. Still got 40 to go coming to the line, folks. Hopefully we'll see some good racing. All right, Christopher Hurlow starting second, Tommy Lee third, Ryan Eckstein in fourth, Stephen Wetton in fifth, Kevin Austin in sixth, Matthew Breckel up to seventh, Donald Stewart eighth after starting 34th position. Here he is running in the 8th spot, so great run for Donald. Mike Bass now back to 9th, Galen Gidman 10th, Daniel Miller in 11th, Vernon Markham in 12th, William Kirk 13th, Eddie Muha 14th, Mike Vining in 15th, Jared Akey Rush in the 16th spot. And his truck looks pretty good. It's not too rushed up. James Tabler 17th, Tony Pandon in 18th, and Dan Ward taking up the rear of the field in 19th. All right, looking here at the race analysis, this is caution number 15, and I don't know what the heck's going on with this thing, why it's not going back live for me. Clicking live many times. Sorry about that, folks. Christopher Hurlow in second, Tommy Lee in third, Ryan Eckstein in fourth. These guys are trying to get up to the front here, get the closest to the front that they can for the most points. Ryan Eckstein starting 22nd. Tommy Lee starting 29th in the field. Here he is running in third. So a great run for these guys. Stephen Wetton in fifth. Kevin Austin in sixth. Donald Stewart running in seventh. Started 34th in the field, and here he is running in 7th. I guess proof that it does take just a little bit of finesse to go around this track. These guys can run some decent laps here if they're careful. Galen Gidman there had to check up, almost ran into the back of Donald Stewart. And that opened the door right there for the 378 of Vernon Markham to get by him. Now Galen looking to go back by Vernon. Pushing him up the hill. All right, Mike Bass getting by William Kirk. Matthew Breckel in 11th. Eddie Muha in 12th. And caution is out. Rush getting into the side of Mike Vining. We'll go back and take a look at that. Oh, it looks like he might have tapped him and got Mike a little loose there. And then Mike kind of come down into him and he come up into Mike. So kind of a mutual thing going on between them two there to bring out that caution. So, all All right, these guys still out there though. And we still have not seen our leaders on pit road. Michael Cozy and Christopher Hurlow still have not been on pit road. Same tires, same tank of fuel, and here we are 30 laps to go. All right, y'all hear me? I'm clicking live again, live again, live again. I did it 3 times in a row. So now, when it goes green and they're still pacing, then there's something wrong. It's not my stuff. I don't know what's going on. Can't figure it out. Well, somebody's going to have to do something with Cozy up here. We've got, I don't know what happened to Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee way back here. Going to be restarting in the 16th place. I think he stopped, he might have stopped to take some tires. See if he can't march up to the front and pass up some of these folks. And this being caution number 16 here tonight, folks. Wow. And we've had no lead changes. Cozy's led all the laps here so far. All 121 laps he has led, so he's definitely got the points for leading the most lap. I don't know what it's going to take to beat him, or if anybody has got anything to beat him. Well, it looks like they're going to double the field back up now. Christopher Hurlow going to start on the outside of Michael Cozy. The lights are off on the pace car. Everybody doubling up here to finish this thing up. Coming down to 25 to go here before too much longer, folks. Let's see how the doubling up goes. Pace car is off. Green flag. Cozy gets a pretty good start. Hurlow on the outside of him. Now takes it to the inside. It's staying right tight on his bumper. So good job by him. Ryan Eckstein gets by Stephen Wetton and puts Stephen back to fourth, and the caution is out again. Matthew Breckel. I don't know what started that caution. I didn't see what started that one. Yeah, I don't know what started that one. We're down to about 17 trucks left in the race now, as a couple more have fallen victim to too many wrecks. Jared Akey and William Kirk out of the race now. So we're down to 17 drivers left on the track. And our leader still has not been on pit road. First and second place there, Michael Cozy and Christopher Hurlow. They ran 125 laps without changing tires or adding fuel. So I don't know. And this is caution number 17. Well, I called it, folks. I said 15 to 20 cautions, and here we are on 17, and we got a handful of laps to go. 23 laps to go when they cross the line. So we might make it to 20 cautions. Not sure. I was actually going to quit broadcasting if they got 15 cautions, but figured, well, we're this close to the end of it, we might as well finish it up now. I hate it for the guys, is what I mean, the setup is just absolutely terrible. They've just, I don't know, iRacing didn't know what they were doing when they changed the tire model like that, because you can't drive the setup. You just can't drive it. Well, looks like we'll probably get the green flag on about lap 130, so that's going to make 21 laps to go. How many more cautions do you think we'll see in that 21 laps? 1, 2, 3, 4, how many? Post it in the comments. I'll read it after the broadcast is over. I don't know, we're getting down to a few less cars out on the track now, so that could be a big factor in this. Looks like, no, William Kirk back in it now. Back in the race. Lights off on the pace car and everybody doubled up. And green flag is out again, and I already had it on. You guys seen me do it. You've seen me do it 3 times. Ryan Eckstein on the inside of Christopher Hurlow, and that is for second spot. And it looks like Ryan Eckstein takes it away from Christopher Hurlow, but he's fighting back on the inside. Oh, and Ryan up into the wall. It's going to cost him some momentum. And Christopher fights back and gets that position back away from him. And Ryan Eckstein really loose coming off of turn 2. 20 laps to go here, folks. And now Christopher Hurlow starting to fall back a little ways as Michael Cozy's stepping it up a little bit, wanting to win this thing. Donald Stewart now on the inside of Ryan Eckstein to take the 4th position away from him, and he does. And caution is out again. It looks like the 378 there of Vernon Markham. Fallen victim to coming off of turn 4. Going back here to look at it. Vernon's already got a lot of damage on that truck, but he's going to have a ton more here in just a second. Right there, he just breaks it loose, comes out and hits the outside wall and flips that thing down the front stretch. And it looks like Vernon has taken it behind pit road. Cozy still has not been on pit road, him or Christopher Hurlow. 16 laps to go. I believe they're going to just shoot for it, make it the whole way. Well, I never in a million years would ever thought they could go 150 laps on one tank of fuel. But when over half of them been under caution, I don't know. Looks like Vernon Markham is out of the race, so Michael Cozy leading all the laps here today. 16 laps to go. We'll have to wait and see if Christopher Hurlow's got anything for him. Stephen Watton, Donald Stewart is coming up through the field. Maybe he's got something for him when he gets there. Ryan Eckstein, Galen Gidman, Mike Bass, Tommy Lee running in 8th, Daniel Miller 9th, Eddie Muha 10th, Tony Padden in 11th, Pandon, Kevin Austin in 12th, Mike Vining 13th, Matthew Breckel 14th, Dan Ward 15th, and Vernon Markham off of the pace, and William Kirk taking up the rear of the field, which he is now scored as 16th. Well, this is, let's take a look here. I believe this is, yes, caution number 18. Well, these guys just trying to get it over. Knew it was going to be a bad race coming in here tonight after that build. And we did some testing earlier today, and it was just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible setup. I can't really blame the guys for it. I mean, it's just a bad setup. I mean, all we've seen is the guys slipping. We haven't seen anybody getting into anybody else. Just guys slipping. Maybe once. I think somebody might have got into somebody. But, all right. Lights off on the pace car, and hopefully we can finish this thing here. Going to get 12 to go when they cross the line. And get this thing finished up. Make sure I'm live. I am. Pace car is off. Green, green, green. Hurlow gets a great restart. Gonna tuck it down in behind Cozy. Stephen Wetton in 3rd. Donald Stewart now falling back a ways because he just let a couple of guys go by. That'll put him back into 6th. Galen Gidman getting really loose, shooting to the inside wall, I believe. No, that was the 06er, Daniel Miller. And that brings out the caution again. So Daniel Miller getting really loose. I thought that was Galen. Sorry about that, Galen. So Daniel Miller bringing the caution out. Watching Daniel here. I didn't see anybody hit him, but that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. So we'll watch this pretty close. He just gets loose on his own. I mean, that's all we've seen tonight. Everybody getting loose. So, wow. All right, so Daniel Miller now coming down pit road. Going to give up that 14th spot. Nine laps to go here, folks. We just ain't going to be, we can't get a break tonight. This is caution number 19, so one more caution. I said 15 to 20, and we're going to be closer, we're closer to the 20 right now than we are the 15. We will try to get a word in with the top three here after the race, but I'm sure all we're going to hear is negativity about this setup tonight, and rightfully so. I mean, it's just been terrible. The setup just absolutely terrible tonight. All right, Christopher Hurlow going to be starting second. Stephen Wetton in third. Mike Bass starting fourth. Ryan Eckstein fifth. Donald Stewart sixth. Galen Gidman in seventh. Tommy Lee in eighth. Tony Pandon in ninth. And Eddie Muha, your top 10. Kevin Austin 11th. Mike Vining 12th. Matthew Breckel 13th. Daniel Miller 14th. And Dan Ward still sitting on pit road in 15th. And William Kirk out there yet, but he is in the 16th position, many laps down. All right, everybody doubling up here now. This should, if we can just get a lap or two in here, I believe the race will be over, even if the caution does come out, because I don't think they'll be able to get back to racing after that caution. So, but, wow, 19 cautions. I'd like to see it go green the rest of the way. All right, lights off on the pace car. We're going back green next time. I was thinking it was that time, but no, it's next time. Pace car is in. Last time we'll call this green flag down, and it's green flag. Last green flag of the night here at Richmond. Because if caution comes out now, it'll be over. Hurlow getting a great run there. The 23 of Stephen Wetton on the inside. Good battle. Oh, we got one into the wall. A 22 of Ryan Eckstein taking somebody out that's going to finish under caution. Oh man, this is caution number 20. So let's go back to Ryan Eckstein, and we will try to get a. It looked like Donald Stewart may have gotten. We'll go back to him. Donald been keeping that truck clean all night. And, wow, kind of unfortunate for what happened to him right there. It was the 111. Excuse me, the 111 of Mike Bass. Kind of getting. Let's go back and we'll check this one more time. Back one more time on this restart, because this is going to end the race anyhow. They're going to finish under caution. Right here's where Ryan Eckstein kind of drifted up the hill there and got into the side of Mike Bass and put Mike into the wall, and Ryan was really, really loose going off that turn. So kind of unfortunate for Mike Bass. Well, let's get up here to our leader, because he's about to take the win. Michael Cozy for the win. White flag, and they're going to be going into turn 3 here. This is going to put Michael Cozy has led every lap here tonight, bringing the Sync to the win. Wow, what a job for Michael Cozy. What a race that he has ran here tonight, and congratulations to him on this win. Led all 150 laps here tonight, folks. That's pretty amazing driving. A lot of cautions, though. 20 cautions. Amazing. All right, let me see if we can't get him down here with us. Michael Cozy, you got a copy?
Hey, I got you, Rudy.
Hey, congratulations on your win there, buddy. You led all the way from the first green flag to the last one. Man, I'll tell you what a night it's been out there. The build, no better word for it, it just sucked. And you managed to hang on to that top spot all night long. But tell us how your truck ran, and what did you think about that setup tonight?
Well, I mean, there's no denying that the setup was pretty loose. I don't know. It's just one of those things where people try to overdrive the truck, and you know, I just found a good balance with the truck, getting off the corners, and you know, once I got that, I just kind of put in cruise control. So you know, it was pretty loose coming out of the turn, especially the front stretch, and well, you know, it was loose just about everywhere. But you know, as I said, it's kind of got into rhythm, and didn't have too much problems with it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looked pretty intense racing out there. Christopher will be with you in just a second. Trying to see if I can figure out who came in third. Look, you came in third. Okay, I need Stephen Wetton. I don't even know if he's even in teams. Yes, he is. All right, we'll get him down here. All right, guys, hold on for a minute here. I'm interviewing the winner, and then we'll get to you guys next, okay? But you know, I would say 85% of the cautions that we've seen tonight were just self-spins. The guys getting loose, coming out of the turns. We've seen maybe one or two of the guys driving it in a little bit too hard in the back end coming around. But you drove pretty much a flawless race tonight, Michael. You got the pole, and you brought home the win tonight and led all the laps. So, man, you really capitalized on the points tonight. Great job.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When I was qualifying, I had that back end hanging out, coming out of four. I got real loose, and somehow I got the pole. To be honest, I didn't think I was. I didn't think I was gonna get it, but barely got it. So, yeah. I don't know. It's just the amount of cautions we had tonight. Didn't have any fuel problem. We got to stay up front, and you know, as I said, just set cruise control, and just went from there. So, yeah.
Well, all in all, good race for you. I think we probably had more caution laps than we did race laps. It seemed like a couple times we couldn't even get any more than maybe 1 or 2 laps in, and the caution was out again. But great race by you, Michael. Congratulations on your win. You want to give a thank you out to anybody?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a thank you to you, Rudy, for doing the broadcast. Sorry, it wasn't all that exciting, but as I said, you know, I just appreciate you guys doing the broadcast and all the admins.
All right. Thanks a lot, Michael. And we'll talk to you, well, probably tomorrow night, maybe.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Second place goes to, I believe that's Stephen Wetton. One had
Yep.
second. Okay. Stephen, there, tell us about your race. You managed to, a lot of battling going on up there in the front for them last few laps. Christopher Hurlow being pretty tough. He had been in second place for a long time, but you come home second. Tell us about them last couple laps before that caution come out.
Yeah, it was, well, we did single file most of the race, but then we did a double up, and I was just able to get a real good jump on him on the outside. I'm not exactly sure what happened to Christopher, but I was able to hold it down there. Then going into turn 3 and 4, I was able to keep it down low, and then the caution came out. I was lucky because he probably would have got me in turn 1 or 2.
Well, not an exciting race. A lot of cautions, 20 cautions in this race tonight. What did you think of the setup, and how did your truck run on it?
The setup was kind of loose off of 2 and 4 coming out of the turns, but I mean, as long as you eased into the throttle, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, that was the main thing. Too many people were trying to gas on it, and the back end was swinging out. Another thing, you had to save your tires a little bit too, so that was another issue. Yeah,
as we've seen, only 2 drivers out on the track that did not stop for fuel or tires, and that Michael Cozy and Christopher Hurlow, and Christopher finished 3rd, so neither one of them stopping for tires and fuel. Holy smokes, man. The only way they would have done it would have been with all the cautions. So, but great, you know, congratulations to them for even pushing the limit like that. But, Stephen, you want to give a shout out to anybody special might be watching?
I just want to give a shout out to you, Rudy, for you know, broadcasting the race and, you know, dealing with all the stuff that was going on the racetrack. And thanks for all the admins for everything. And that's about it.
Okay, thanks for talking with us, Stephen. Again, congratulations coming home second spot tonight. Well deserved.
Thank you much.
All right, we got Christopher Hurlow in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Christopher, come home, 3rd spot there. It looked like Stephen had got a run on you there just before the caution come out, got by you. But I know I talked to you a little bit in the race, and you said that, you know, the setup was okay as long as you've kind of feathered the gas a little bit. But how did you manage your fuel to make it that far?
Basically, you know, we just ran a lot of caution laps. Most of the racing was under caution. The pace car is the one that pretty much won the race. You know, you just push the clutch in and just save fuel and run it in neutral all the way around the track. I still had 7 gallons left after the race, so I mean,
Wow.
I could have probably went another 50 laps at least.
Wow. Well, good job out there today, Christopher. You know, you drove your heart out. You gave Cozy every battle that you could. You know, if it would have stayed green, do you think you could have maybe got the win out of this or not?
I think we definitely could have got up there and challenged him because I was just pacing myself, and I was hoping we'd get a long green flag run because that's when the setup, to me, came into my wheelhouse. I like it when their tires are worn and the fuel kind of drops off and it tightens up a little bit. So I was just taking it easy throughout that whole race, and we just had too many cautions, and I just couldn't get up there and give him a challenge.
Roger that. All right, well, Christopher, thanks for talking with us, and you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you first and foremost, Rudy, for broadcasting. I know it was a pretty boring race with all the cautions and everything, but you guys do a great job up there in the booth. I'd like to say hello to my family, and hopefully next week will be better and we won't have as many cautions.
Yeah, obviously, running Talladega. Tomorrow night we will be running the super late models on Bristol, and I'm kind of looking for similar results as we had tonight. I hope not. I hope I am 100% wrong, but hopefully you will attend in the race, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah, 10-4. I'll see what I can do. Get off work at 6, so I should be able to make it.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with us there, Christopher. Congratulations on your third spot.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, let's run down through the results here real quick. Michael Cozy bringing home the win here tonight, led every single lap, all 150 on them. This is showing we had 21 cautions tonight. Unreal. The setup just absolutely was terrible. And these guys dealt with it the best that they could. Stephen Wetton coming home second there. That last second pass there just before the yellow come out. And Christopher Hurlow finishing third. Ryan Eckstein fourth. Galen Gidman finishing fifth. Tommy Lee in sixth. Donald Stewart in seventh. Tony Pandon in eighth. Eddie Muha finishing ninth. Kevin Austin in 10th. Mike Vining 11th. Matthew Breckel 12th. Daniel Miller 13th. Dan Ward 14th. Mike Bass 15th. William Kirk 16th. Vernon Margam in 17th, James Tabler 18th, Rush finishing 19th, Travis Brown 20th, Kerry Morgan in 21st, Dustin Lee 22nd, Austin Craig 23rd, Daniel Smallwood 24th, Timothy Lewis coming home 25th, Paul Coleman Jr. in 26th, Travis Townsend didn't have a very good night tonight, coming home 27th, Lee Ridge 28th, Stephen Pearson 29th, and Ryan Nuss 30th. Chris Pence finishing dead last on the field in 31st position. So, all right, well, folks, that's going to wrap it up here for Maximum Speed Racing tonight. And thanks to all of you viewers that stuck around with me. Hopefully you stuck it out, boring as it was, same as I had to stick it out. But thanks for tuning in here at MaxSpeedTV. You were watching Maximum Speed Racing at Richmond tonight in the Chevy Silverado trucks. And congratulations to our winner, Michael Cozy Jr., finishing in the top spot and leading all of the laps here at Richmond.